Hotep, peace. What I'd like to discuss today is Miss Robinson and the situation that occurred in Mexico. My condolences to her family amidst their untimely circumstances. I know that this is a hard and very trying time for the family. One of the things about this case with Ms. Robinson that's self-evident is the lack of trust. And this is one of the reasons why we have a lack of trust within our communities and amongst ourselves. Situations like these. Also, another thing that is obvious and self-evident is that jealousy and envy are both deadly. Okay, I don't think that we have, and this is not, geared towards a specific gender or race, because this can happen to a man as well as a woman. Jealousy and envy can drive people to be miserable and very evil and do some of the most cruelest things. Okay? And it's a sad situation that jealousy, the essence of jealousy, its impact is death. And it's taken Mrs. Robinson's life. Another thing that we need to focus on is the fact that not everyone that comes into your life has your best interest at heart, has good intent. There are some people who are coming into your life because they want to be that negativity and that dead weight on your shoulders. So you have to understand that everyone who comes into your life is not a friend. And it's not just specifically geared towards friends. That could be family members as well. There are people who in life do not want to see you do good. To see you do good would probably hurt and destroy them. Mrs. Robinson had $10,000, and obviously they were jealous of the fact that she had obtained some sort of financial wealth, and maybe they were used to her not having anything, or as I stated, sometimes when you gain financial growth, people begin to really despise you and hate you. You think that everybody wants to see you do good, but not everyone wants to see you doing good. And this is something that we have to take into consideration. And me, myself, it took me a long time to figure that out and to understand that there are people who come into your life and all their intentions is to try to destroy you and to bring you down in any way that they can. So this is obvious the situation with Mrs. Robinson. She was surrounded by enemies. Nobody out of all of her so-called friends stepped in on her behalf to intervene. And as I stated, a friendship is something that is a lasting friendship. A real friend is not going to tell you what you want to hear. A real friend is going to tell you when you're right, you're wrong. They're going to give you their honest opinion. And a friendship is something that you can't buy. It has to be earned. Okay? And once you find a good friend, it can last for a lifetime, And it's really sad to say that many of us in our lives have had to find that out the hard way. So, as I stated, everyone who comes into your life does not want to see you doing good. And it's obvious that it took a lot of thought for them to lure her into a trap where they could set her up to be beaten to death the way that she was. This wasn't something that they just came up with overnight. This was obviously a well thought out plan. So This is one of the reasons why we have a lack of trust amongst ourselves and in our communities. It's because of jealousy, and there are some people, if they see you get $2 or $3 more than they have, or you don't even have to have more than they have. There are some people that are just so jealous of you that they could have everything. They could have way more than you, but still are jealous of what you have, still are jealous because you have something. And it may not be finances. She could possess a beautiful light. She could have great energy. And obviously, these people were very devilish and demonic. They didn't possess that light. They obviously possessed some form of darkness, because this act of violence was devious, it was demonic and satanic. So she was surrounded by very evil people. She was surrounded by her enemies. Nobody that she was with was her friend. The guy that was sitting there in a chair telling her to get up and fight, as he sat back like a king, and watched her being brutalized. It's really a sad situation. And when we talk about how others treat us in the world, that's something that you expect for other groups of people to treat you a little bit differently. But when it comes to your own people, it's hard to digest, that there are people that are a part of your own community, and they are jealous of you and don't want to see you do well. It was one point in time where, we as a people, when another person from our neighborhood and our community got a new car or got something nice, you gave them a pat on the back, and you told them it was a great thing, good luck, and you wished them well. Well, that's not the case today. Okay? Somebody see you get a nice car, or they see you get something that you hadn't had before, and instead of wishing you well, they are like these people that killed Miss Robinson. They hate you. They despise you. They don't want to see you doing good. They're not going to pat you on your back. They're going to look at you with utter disgust and try to figure out a way to destroy you and tear you down. So one thing that we have to understand as a people, male or female, despite what color you are, jealousy is deadly and envy is deadly as well. And there are some people in the world that are so miserable that they will stop at nothing. They will stop at absolutely nothing to destroy you. And we need to begin to take this into consideration. There are people that are coming into our lives. I think even Kanye West talked about a handler. He spoke about a handler, and these handlers are not there for a positive note or a positive reason. These handlers are there to, keep an eye on the situation, and in some cases to ensure that you never make it to the top. Because to see you at the top would totally break their hearts, because they're jealous and envious of you. So, all I'm saying to my people is that please be careful. You think because a person smiles in your face, that they have your best interests at heart. Absolutely not. There are people that are coming into your lives and that are going to come into your life, and they're going to smile in your face, and every opportunity they get to stab you in the back, it's just precisely what they're going to do, because they are miserable, jealous, and envious. And those are some of the most toxic people on the planet. Okay, a jealous and a miserable, envious person can be very toxic, and it's obvious that she was a very nice, kind person, because she, funded the trip. She obviously she footed the bill. And I'm not going to be negative towards anybody, because there are people who are kind, and there are good friendships where you come into a lump sum of money, or you come into something, and as a result of that, I'm going to take me and my friend, we're going to go on a vacation, because I love you and I care about you like that. That's love, and that's concern and care. So I don't think that she's a bad person for being kind to show love to her friends. I think she just had the wrong group of friends. Okay. You don't beat a person up, or you don't try to look down on a person because they're kind. But obviously, kind people are the ones who get it the worst. You know, those who are kind are the ones who suffer the most casualties. Oftentimes, the people with the good, kind hearts and spirits. And she obviously was a very talented person. She was very beautiful based upon her images, and maybe that's one of the reasons that people were jealous. These people were jealous of her because she had a beauty about herself. She had a way about herself. She seemed to be the type of person that may have had this lightful energy. There are some people on the planet that have dark energies. Those are the toxic people. But she seemed to be one of those people that had that lightful energy. And, with this lightful energy, it's electromagnetic. You automatically, people are drawn to the light, and it's just sad to say that um, sometimes there are negative people drawn to the light as well as positive people. So you have to be careful, and you have to be able to decipher, what's good versus what isn't. So one thing I said, initially, I think that we really all need to focus on and learn from this is that jealousy is deadly. People that are jealous and envious of you, they will kill you. They will do any and everything to destroy your lives, and they will stop at absolutely nothing. Okay? He was beating on her. They were beating on her, and they could clearly see that it got to a point where she, wasn't mobile. She wasn't moving. And even at that still wasn't enough. So, as I stated, and then, the sad part about it is they tried to lie to the family and tell the family that she was poisoned. You know, um, it's really, really a sad situation to see that this is how we act amongst ourselves. Um, when people are jealous of you, um, like I said, they'll stop at absolutely nothing. Um, so we all need to be careful who we invite into our circles. As I stated, you have to try to look at the bigger picture here. And just because a person smiles in your face, tells you what you want to hear, it doesn't mean that they are your friend. And again, a friendship is not something that you can buy. A friendship is something that has to be earned. So, stay away from those toxic, jealous people. As I stated, they will stop at absolutely nothing. And it's sad that Miss Robinson had to learn this the hard way. So, um, hopefully this will be a learning lesson for us all, male and female. Be careful who you invite into your circle. Be careful who you allow into your realm, because not everybody wants to see you doing good. Not everybody wants to see your bank account with money in it. Not everybody wants to see you on a picture looking good. Not everybody wants to see you feeling good about yourself. There are some people that the only form of happiness they can get is to bring you misery, or your sadness. That's the only way they can get a smile, is to see you frown. So you have to be, careful and be conscious about the energy that you allow into your realm, because some of this energy is toxic, and it can get to the point where it can become volatile and deadly. Um, this act of violence was absolutely repulsive. I can't imagine going on a trip with my friend, or someone I would think is a friend, and to get all the way there, and this friend wants to fight me, and this friend wants to bring me bodily harm. It's pathetic. Um, so we need to begin to reevaluate our situations. If and there are some friendships, you're not going to agree all the time, But when you have a person trying to cause you physical harm, as I stated, that's not a friend, that's a foe. And it's obvious that she was surrounded by the enemy. You know, it's one thing if it was one person, but all of the people that she was there with, none of them seemed to have her best interests at heart. You know, so another thing, you got to be careful who you're going out of town with and who you're traveling with as well. Me, myself, I'm funny about going out on the water with people that are not my family members. Okay, because all it takes is one good push and it could be over for you. So you have to be careful about who you're going out with. And be mindful of the fact that not everyone wants to see you doing good. There are some people that they are jealous and they only want to see bad things happen to you. So this is a tragic situation. I really do feel sorry for the family, but what I want to for